You're listening to Amazing Radio. This is Amazing Afternoons. I'm delighted to be joined by Joe from Midding on the line. Joe, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, doing
Thanks.
well.
Thanks for joining us, Joe, here midweek with a name of Midding, a new name for Clwb Fuzz. We'll get onto that in a second, but we've had a good few singles from Clwb Fuzz now. We've supported here at Amazing Radio. Yourself and the rest of the band based down in Cardiff. Is that right?
Yeah, down in Cardiff. Sunny sometimes, Cardiff. Yeah.
What's the scene like at the moment in Cardiff? I mean, in recent times we've had a lot of great music from there. You know, Buzzer, Buzzer, Buzzard seem to be the center of it all. Or Tom Rees is the guy behind Buzzer, Buzzard. Seems to be behind a lot of music coming out of there. Panic Shack as well in recent times, and yourselves as well. I mean, how's it going down there at the moment?
Yeah, there's loads of Cardiff's always been pretty good for music, but I think the past couple years there's just been loads of good bands coming out of here. Schlug is another one, very good band, good friends with them. But yeah, there's loads of talented bands, and it's just if anyone ever gets a chance to come down to Cardiff for a gig, just go and see anybody, even if you don't know them, and you'll probably have an amazing time.
Yeah. What about venues wise? Is everything okay venues wise? Is all the usual spots still open and running and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's the club is still open and the Moon and everywhere. I think a couple of venues have shut down, unfortunately. But then that's just the case of the world now.
Yeah, unfortunate, isn't it? Well, I've always had a good time in Cardiff. Down Chip Alley, is that still going strong?
Yeah, Chippy Lane, yeah. That's still going.
That's good
down there.
Yeah, I bet so. I bet it is. And so then, Joe, tell us a bit about what's been happening with Clwb Fuzz / Midding. You've announced a new name. You can take the floor now and tell us the reasoning behind that and why you thought to do it now.
Well, it's basically we picked the name Clwb Fuzz when we were 18, on a bit of a whim. Wasn't really much thought put into it, and then I don't think we've ever really gelled with it that much. So it was sort of always been inevitable. But we just sort of thought now was the right time to do it, because we've got a load of songs recorded, and we thought we might as well do it now rather than put out loads of songs then change it, and then that'd just sort of be a waste of all those songs, really.
So what was the thought process behind the name Midding then?
We had a song. Well, the song that we actually released the other week was called Midding for ages. So it's quite an easy choice, really. But I think the meaning, Emily found the word. It means something like being on the outside of a social environment or something, just floating sort of in between things, which he thought was quite good because it sort of sums us all up, really. We're not all very outgoing people. We're all quite reserved and a bit awkward. So we thought described us quite well as people as well as the music.
Oh, I like it. And you mentioned the music there. You give us a double A side, Figurehead and Rain Down, which I only just got back up to speed with, to be honest. I was off for the last couple of weeks, and I played Figurehead at the start of this week. Fantastic, very different sounding songs though as a double A side. Do you want to tell us a little bit about where you recorded them and what was the thought process behind it? Maybe what was the influences? What were you listening to at the time when you created those songs?
I think we recorded them with Tom Rees, as you mentioned before. He records everyone in Cardiff. So we recorded, I think must have been about 2020 now. So we've been sat on them for a while. But yeah, we just recorded them with him. And I think I can't say for Emily what she was listening to because she wrote Figurehead. But I think for Rain Down, it was very much the Lars I was listening to quite a lot. All that acoustic-y type of stuff.
Yeah. And do you feel like the name change has given you a little bit more of a freedom as well in terms of your songwriting?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like we're not like tied into the whole everything has to be fuzz related
Yeah.
now, which was like, yeah, it feels like like a little bit of a weight off my shoulders, like
Mm.
musically. I can just sort of do whatever I want now. Yeah.
So what's the recording process like with working with someone like Tom Rees? So is the songs pretty much done and then you go in and just he hits record, or is it do they kind of take a different life once you get in there?
Uh, yeah, it sort of takes like a different life, I guess. It's like he's like very like nice to work with, like very helpful, uh, and like he'll like help you with like bits or like suggest bits that you can add. But then he's never like, oh, you have to add this or like
Yeah.
forcing you to add stuff. He's like very open to ideas and yeah, just a lovely man in general.
Yeah, and as he's someone you've been working with recently as well. You've mentioned you got quite a lot of songs down. Who else have you been working with?
We've only worked with him really. We just recorded like quite a few songs like back in back in 2020.
So
So
you've
we've
been
just been
sitting on them
sat,
because of the
yeah,
pandemic then?
yeah, sort of, yeah. We've just been like trying to find the right times for them to come out and everything, and sort of figure out a best plan we want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what is the plan then now, Joe? Have you got any gigs coming up? What's the summer looking like for you? What's the plan in terms of more releases then?
yeah. I think we'll be putting out some more singles, and then we're back into the studio in October to record an EP, which will be pretty good. Yeah, and then playing some gigs. We've got Nostock coming up in July, I think that is. Trying to
Hmm.
remember all the dates off my head. Clwb Fuzz, yeah, on the 10th of July, no, 9th of July.
Yeah.
All my dates. And then Porter's this Friday in Cardiff, yeah. So that should be pretty good. And then
Cool.
we've
That's
just,
exciting.
yeah,
Very
just come
exciting.
back from In It Together festival as well, which
Nice.
was very good. And Wales got into the World
World
Cup as
Cup.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was all a bit of a bonus.
So I guess the race is on with that in mind. Who's going to write the Welsh World Cup song?
uh,
Get in there
wow,
first, Joe. Get in there first.
I can't speak Welsh, so I doubt it'll be me. Yeah,
Oh well. Well, whatever you do this summer, and I'm looking forward to future releases as well. I know you just released Figurehead and Rain Down, which we're going to play one of those tracks now for you in a second. But thanks so much for coming on the show, Joe, and clearing up with the name change and where you're at as a
yeah.
band. And we're very excited about midding. So thanks for speaking to us today on Amazing Radio.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.